right now we are in the paddock, and the car is doing real well. I'm going to check out a few things now. I'm going to refuel it, and then hopefully on the next run I will be able to get some GoPro footage. So the tires are probably a little bit too much inflated, but the good thing is they are really sticky, they have the right temperature, and you can actually see where I run. So I might lower the pressure a bit, because I think I'm about 1.8 kilograms, and that's a bit too much. So I'm going to drop that. Now on the first two runs, I didn't have my GoPro on. In fact, my battery was flat. So here I'm getting into the car for my third run, and to be honest, this was not a race. This was really a test day. So luckily, there's always some people helping me out, pushing the car out of the paddock, because I have no reverse. So if you have no reverse, either you get out, but once you're strapped in, you don't really want to get out again and then move the car. So people are always very friendly in the club, so this is great. So here I'm going to get onto my third run, and you'll see very few cars on the track. It's just because I was probably the first one on the track. There's a couple of cars around, but again, this was not a competition. This was just testing out the RP30. Still, some moments in time, you'll see that we kind of get into a competition. It is always like this. So here I'm getting on the track, and the track is very short. It's 1.9 kilometers and very few straight long stretches. There's one where I'm on right now, but there's a lot of corners, and you can see they are pretty sharp, like almost hairpin corners. Here I'm taking it very slow because the tires are still cold, and if you look closely to the tires, you can still see some gravel in it. I hate that because that makes it having less grip. So I'm just going to drive around the track a couple of times, not too fast, just to warm up the car, get the engine warm, get the tires warm, and then we go into accelerate, as you can see. Meanwhile, more cars came on the track, and some must have been on the track before because they were going pretty fast. So I started speeding up as well, and the car was really holding well the road. I have to say, it's sticking to the tarmac. I didn't expect it to go that well, but then again, it's always nice when the car goes very smooth and fast. You can see that the corners are very often sharp, and also the road, the tarmac isn't all that wide. Now this is a very sharp corner just before we get in the straight stretch right here. Now on that stretch I could make up to about 170 at the end, but it's a very short one, so I barely got into fourth and then I had to downshift to third gear already. I'm cornering it at around, I think, 60-70 clicks an hour at that specific corner. So you see, the stretches are very short. I think today we had like 3 or 4 cars that were total kind of loss, and in the sense total loss in the sense that they had to stop driving because they hit the concrete or the gravel, and they had to be towed away. So we had quite a couple of red flags. The car that you see here in front of me is a friend of mine, and he used to race when he was young, but he is really, really fast, as you can tell. Now, I am not going all the way on my car. I went to about 3,500 to 4,000 RPMs, just because the fact I need to get used to the car, I need to run in the brakes, I want to make sure the tires are good. And you can see the debris on the tires already. They cleaned themselves already a bit, and if you look closely every so often, you see stuff flying off. This is kind of a rubber from other tires or maybe my own even, that I picked up on the street. And here we have a red flag, as you'll see right on the bridge there, the red flag. So we're going back to the paddock as soon as we get to the gate. So it was a lot of fun driving. We did 5 times 30 minutes, and the RP30 did exactly what it had to do. So I really enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well, and I'll have more videos soon to come out. Now, getting out of this car is always a bit of a challenge. You have to take your helmet off, take off the harness, take off the steering wheel, and then push yourself out of the car. It's a very low car, very narrow, so you really have to wiggle yourself out of it. But you know what? I'm not the only one. Everybody is like this. Thank you for watching, and soon there will be more.